This month we're going to organize our material, make some clear pockets so we don't cover up the beautiful digital kit I got from 49 Dragonflies, and get our planner organized for June. Hi everyone, Patty here. I have reorganized my material 3 different ways, maybe 4, because at first I had all of my material in a 2-drawer file cabinet with the material folded over file folders. That worked, but then a friend gave me material. My mom destashed her material, and I outgrew the file cabinet. I only use the material once a month or less, so it doesn't need to be in my craft room taking up prime space. So I moved it to the extra bedroom in a beautiful cabinet. But I don't like that because I can't see everything with the closed doors. If I can't see it, I won't use it. So my grandson put these 2 shelves together for me in the extra bedroom. They fit perfectly under this window. When the garage was built, the window was closed in, and I want to add some shelves to put my yarn so I can display it, and it will be a wall art piece. Well, that's the idea. I went to the garage and found a couple pieces of 1x3s and cut them to fit. I'm not going to give out any measurements, because if you're making a window into shelves, your window may not be the same size. I screwed the bottom 2 boards into a fan shape off the center board. The top board is wedged into the window jamb and won't go anywhere. The top fan shape just sits on the 3 screws I used to hold the bottom pieces in. 1 screw I left up a bit so I didn't screw it all the way in. This holds the top boards in place. I will add all of my yarn and take a picture of the finished project. The big skeins of yarn I'll have to make into rounds or balls. This is going to take some time. Now to the planner. Quick flip through of May and how I filled in the pages and pockets. In May, I was accepted into a juried art show, and I listed when and where I need to be on the dates to turn it in, the artist reception, and all the information I have at this point. I added a paper with pictures and descriptions of some tomato plants that I bought and planted in my garden. This tag needs to be moved again because I still haven't got to work on the Color Splash journal. My step tracker's looking good, and my habit tracker is working with tracking a few things, more generic versus specific projects. This hidden paper clip has an envelope that I put the plants that I traded in Garden Club and brought home to plant, and the plants I bought from a neighbor with the cost and type, with her address so I can purchase from her again next year. She has a small greenhouse in her backyard and sells her plants for less than what I could purchase from a big box store. Each page is well filled in with daily activities. Now to get on with planning June. I'll use my typed up page of months and weekly nomenclatures. Those are working good and gives it a nice finished look. I just made these typed up months and days using Word on my computer. Of course, ink the edges. The weekly pages start with Monday, and I want my week to start with Sunday. I didn't change the first one I used in my planner, and I got all mixed up on the days. So I changed the nomenclature to start my week on Sunday. I do this to all of the weekly pages. I think I have 5 weeks in this month to change. Don't feel like you can't change your digitals, but make them your own by changing them to fit your needs. I've been making ink, and I want to put a few of my color swatches in a pocket. This page has a pocket sewn at the top with a film strip to use to write my to-do list on. My idea is to make some transparent pockets with acetate or transparencies. I watched a video from Junk Journal Joy where she used napkins between transparencies. Meg Journals has pockets with vellum windows. So I came up with my pockets. I cut the transparencies into 4 pieces, 5 inches by 4 1/4 inches. You'll need 2 transparencies for each pocket, plus something to go between the transparencies. I have some tissue from a trade and thought that might be fun between the transparencies. You can sort of see through it. I went through my stash of napkins that I had made into faux rice paper, picked out a few of those pieces. I don't have any steam pump steampunk napkins or tissue, so I looked for colors that would look good in my planner. I keep auditioning different pieces of my faux rice paper to go between the layers. Some are too dark, some are too thick. This one has marigold seeds on the rice paper. I cut them larger than the 5 by 4 1/4 inches, so I have a little wiggle room while I sew them between the transparencies. I want 4 pockets, so I cut 2 transparencies for each pocket to make 8 pieces of 5" by 4 1/4 inch. That took 2 whole sheets of transparencies because they are 8 1/2 inches by 11 inch. I cut out the piece I wanted to use and take them to my sewing machine and sew around all 4 edges. I layer the faux rice paper and tissue paper between the transparencies. I thought if napkins and tissue paper work between the transparencies, why won't lace or material? So I cut some of those also to fit between the pieces. It did make the pockets a little bulky, but well worth the bulk for these beautiful additions. I find where I want to cut the lace and add it. I had some pretty tissue paper with some birds on it. I thought that was going to be fun to use. I take these to the sewing machine and sew around the pieces. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could use double-sided tape to glue the pieces together to make a pocket. After I sewed around all of the pieces, I trim the excess off and square the pockets off. This was a tricky part, as you can't see the transparencies very well, and my sewing isn't real straight, so I tried to line the edge with the lines on my cutter and square them the best I could. The black lace one, I missed the 2 pieces of transparencies when I sewed it, and had to go back and re-sew the top part to catch all of the pieces and the transparency. And then I re-squared the edges with my trimmer. Yep, missed that whole section there. So I re-sew that. I'm a bit off camera now, but I glue my pockets onto the page on 3 sides of the pocket. I'm trying to decide which pocket will go on which page. After I glued them, I started to put clips on the page to hold the pockets in place. I found I couldn't get the next page worked on, so I put pieces of butcher paper or cooking parchment paper between the pages so they wouldn't stick if I got a little glue seepage on the pages. I'm going to let the pockets dry with my paper between them so they don't stick, and work on another page. I wrote a recipe on the back side of this page with the salad I want to make for a barbecue this month. My to-do list is going on that. Each of my pockets can hold different items. I've been making lots of ink, so I want to add color swatches for my iris ink and my peony ink and I can't wait to try some red. I moved this tag that has my game plan of making my color splash journals I've been working on. Didn't get it done last month, so I'm hoping to make it happen this month. I'm glad I have everything wrote down so I don't forget my train of thought when I get back to it. I also want to make a vision board. That would help with projects that I started and didn't get finished. Am I the only one that does that? Have a great day, and I hope you're getting organized with me this year and having fun in your planner. Bye!